Moin from Denmark, Ferdinand here. I bought 6 tents for bikepacking, hiking and car packing. Today we will try out the first one, the Nightcat Pro. It is just above 1 kilogram, so 980 grams, but you do need a hiking stick. Now I will show you how to build it up and give you my pros and cons about the tent. Cost point of the tent is around 180 euros, so 180 US dollars. It depends a little bit on what kind of deal you make on Amazon. So what is in the bag? It's just the tent and some packs. The setup is super simple. Just lay it out on the floor and then put the middle post in and then it's almost done. Okay, the process is super straightforward. As mentioned, we have 5 corners. I put in the pegs. I have trouble to put them in because the ground is so hard. We will put the middle pole up in a second and then the tent is ready. So, to be very honest, it used to be my absolutely favorite tent. This is the first time where the ground is a little bit stony. Oh, I hate it. It's terrible to build up when you have a stony ground. Why? Well, because you have the pole in the middle, and that means the entire stability of the entire tent is done by the peaks around you. So if you can't get into the ground, the whole thing is not stable. So it will get -1 point, I have to admit. Now let's have a closer look at it. So what do we get? We get a little bit of a spacing in the front for backpacks or gear, etc. Then what we also get is, we get a double wall tent, which is super nice for that kind of weight, right? So we have an outer tent, which is waterproof, and then we have an inner one, which is for flies, etc. Now the inner one has also a bottom piece, which is waterproof as well. Then at the same time, the tent has different anchor points in the end, on the top, and then also on the back, in order to hold the inner tent and the outer tent together in place, which make it super simple to transport, because the inner tent and the outer tent are together. So you pull everything together out of the bag, you build everything together up. You need around 5 poles for the surrounding. Then you have 3 lines in order to give it a little bit more stability. There, 1 line flew already out because of the stony ground. So overall, it's quite a good tent. Let's check it out in detail. So what does it look like in detail? So inside we have, this is the foot area, I guess, because there are no bags. There we have a small little bag for things. Overall, it's a pretty good tent for if you want to go lightweight, below 1 kilo, but you have to have a hiking pole. I used to give it 4.5 stars. Now, after using it for 6 months around intensively, I have to change my mind and really go down. Let's have a look why, and then you tell me in the comments if you agree or not. For each of the things I note now, I have to take at least half a point away. So let's start with the door opening. Why in the world would you not put on the fly inside either a second thing what holds up the fly or place this thing into the middle? That's so stupid. Because what happens is, it hangs like that, and then on a rainy day, what happened is I sat down, I sat into this piece, because these can't roll up, and the entire thing came down. So now the inner tent is only holding up by some string I attached to the top. And there I have to say, I know it's cheap, 180 euros for an ultralight version, but that's just not good enough. It will not add extra weight if this thing would just be in the middle, or if you have 2 of them. The other thing is, it is on rainy days really tiny inside. Overall, the tent is declared as a 3-season plus tent, so it's not a winter tent, just want to clarify. I used it in -7 degrees, it works, but because the bottom layer is only going up around 10 centimeters, cold wind will come in. The body part is not protected. So 3-season plus is almost a stretch. From my side, I would give it a 3-season tent. That's it. In the beginning, I promised you the answer on should you buy this tent. So, for my channel, unfortunately, I cannot recommend it. Usually I say it depends. Here, after testing it now for 6 months, I cannot recommend it anymore, unfortunately. There are some design errors, as I mentioned. The inside is really tiny. It's not nice to move around. When rain hits the tent, it makes quite some noise. There are many reviews out there who say thumbs up. So please don't take only my review, check also other reviews. But for my personal tryout, I cannot recommend it. I know if you want to go lightweight, tiny is important. But I can tell you, I've been just hiking on it and it was raining and snowing. Yeah, it's not fun.